Good evening, and welcome back to Dreamcat's radio program. It's 101.5 KFGM, Missoula, Montana, The Bitterroot, Frenchtown, and Sleeping Child Hot Springs. Tonight, it's another edition of Stick Talk. We're joined in the studio by Kenley Stichter.
I'm honored to be here.
Oh man, it's great to have you, Kenley. How's the headphones feel?
Feeling good.
You feeling yourself?
Feeling it.
I'm also joined by Coach Stick.
Sticks Are Us. Sticks Are Us is where I had my first birthday party gift list registry.
Oh yes, welcome back. And last but not least, C. Dilla Stick. I don't know about that. We'll see by the end of this show. Well, thanks for sticking with me tonight, boys. I don't want to be a stickler, but it really took a lot to get you guys in here.
I'll make sure to put that down in the funny joke log.
Yeah.
I branched out on that one. Get it?
All right, we're feeling good. This fire feels pretty warm, right? Yes.
I like the colors that the metals are and rubbers are giving off. The fire, yeah.
Doesn't smell great.
Is is it acrid? Is acrid the right term for the smell? Is it?
From burning rubber?
Yeah, would you call it acrid? Is that what we're smelling here? How do you describe it, Seagull G? I mean, yeah.
Wow. Burning rubber.
Yeah.
Well, that's just an addiction.
It reminds.
There's a difference.
Speaking of, it reminds me of gasoline. I know it's kind of like it smells. I like it, even though I know it's bad for me, but keep
naughty.
going back to it. Yeah.
Markers. Sharpies.
The toxic ones are my favorite too. Also, where it's like I know they're bad, but it smells so good.
What kind of naughty things did you guys like to sniff when you were children?
Table salt.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I was exposed to some naughty, some like rated R movies too young, and just thought salt was what they were doing.
Oh.
Yeah, so I just would add table salt. Yeah, it hurt a whole lot, but I just really wanted to look cool. Yeah, so I just held it in. Sinus problems ever since. It's like my whole life.
You did that more than once?
All the time. I do remember this summer going into second grade. Yeah, I was like Scarface.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
You were slinging table salt?
Mm-hmm. And then all through my teenage years, plagued with sinus infections galore. Doctors told me, looks like my sinus cavity is all damaged.
Dang. Sorry to hear that.
Well, I mean, whatever. Yeah, I can now, and because of all the scar tissue, now I can rail lines of salt. Can't even feel it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got dead sinuses. Yeah. Cauterized. Yeah.
Just preparing for later in life.
Right.
Yeah.
You're tempering your nasal cavities for the future.
Yep.
How could I forget?
Yeah.
Smoking Smarties. I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
people do it. I never did it myself.
Of course, the old pixie sticks up the nose.
Never did that.
That I actually did not. No, real life. I did not actually rail lines of salt. But true story.
Oh, you
no.
didn't?
No, we railed pixie sticks though all the
Who
time.
believed him?
I believe
We all believed you.
Dude, that's the problem. Like, dude, like when I'm for real lying, like nobody actually knows when I'm like for real lying. Pixie sticks though we did. Oh yeah, dude. Anytime I talk to cops, it's great because they think I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
I was looking right in the eye, I lie right to them. Yeah, the pixie sticks did hurt though. They hurt a lot. I think the sugar just hurts.
Yeah.
It's not the
That'll-
most
that'll
pleasant.
get you.
No analgesic properties like other things.
Right.
It's after 10 o'clock.
Yeah. No, anything goes on Stick Talk.
Anything goes. Yeah, I think it's about time, right? Yeah, it is TikTok after all.
It's got to be wood.
I was actually just gonna say yes. Does a stick need to be wood?
well, that,
I think
that's
it.
the
I think
start.
it.
That's
mean-
the start, but there's much, much more.
Get a little closer in there, Ken Dog. Yeah.
Much, much more that goes into a stick.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, I'm not. No,
Well,
walking stick.
actually, is.
There's walking sticks.
And what about just a really thick, like, blade of grass or something? If it becomes so
No,
thick
no,
that it's
no.
hard,
No, grass.
like what
Okay,
about
okay.
like what about
Okay,
bamboo?
I guess we're
That's a shoot.
in terms of sticks. We're talking
That's true.
sticks. Sticks have to come from trees. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's why.
It's
yeah.
not a stick.
That's more of a nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yo, let me get a
Are you
stick
guys
of
hearing-
bubble gum.
Are you guys hearing a little distortion on C. Dillagy's mic?
I think C. Dillagy's a little hot. I think the mic. Yeah, he's like probably the hottest on the Stack Sunday.
You guys keep going. I'm gonna change out your mic.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dilla's a little louder.
it seems just like it's just packed a more punch overall. Yeah, it's got a little more amplitude. Okay, sticks. Yeah, because this is our gang's probably fourth round of stick talk official. It's always got to be round fire, and like we are now. And we really haven't actually ever ventured into like non-tree, non-wood sticks. It's interesting that like our first question was, do they have to be made of wood? Because I don't recall ever talking about walking sticks.
Yeah, that one really threw me for a curveball there.
Yeah, beating sticks. I mean, a stick of gum, stick of dynamite. Let me get you got a stick? You got any sticks like joints? Marijuana joints were referred to as sticks back in the jazz days.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, you got some marijuana sticks. Now, in my marijuana stick, I want no sticks, no stems,
Right.
no
The
seeds.
seeds.
Right,
Now,
right.
what's this difference from a stick and a stem then? As well as okay.
So how about we just stick? Let's stick
Let's
with
just stick with
the one-
sticks, man.
Yeah. So
Traditional sticks.
we're roaring.
Yeah.
Anyone listening at home?
We've strayed off the path of the stick way too far.
Yeah. So, just for the sake of argument, let's say that a stick needs to be made out of wood. Is that true?
I don't think necessarily, but I think just talking about the dynamite sticks,
That's too far.
that's not the real conversation.
Okay, that's a diversion.
Yes,
I-
that's
well,
how I feel.
I mean, if you're just listening today, it began. I mean, I would argue against that. I think we're begging the question: do all sticks have to be wood? When we actually just proved otherwise, they don't.
How have we proven that?
I don't believe we have.
Because you didn't just make up that there's a stick of dynamite.
They're calling
Yeah.
it a stick of dynamite. Stick because it looks like a stick. It's a
Right.
stick
Okay.
of dynamite.
There you
It's
go.
not a
So-
stick.
See, there we
You
go.
know?
They're
Okay.
using it as an adjective.
It's not
Yeah.
a dynamite stick.
Yeah. It's referring back to the true stick.
Right.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
Well,
I hear
that
that.
goes in. Are any of you familiar with the Platonic forms?
No.
Where it's kind of like allegory of the cave-esque, but where in our mind, and only in our mind realm, are the eternal ultimate forms of things. Like, and then everything in our material world are all just like the closest we can get to the actuality. Like in that circularity. In our mind, we can imagine a perfect circle, but actually,
Yes.
everything that is circle is only close to being truly a perfect circle. Even like digital renderings
Yes.
are like as close as they can.
All right, so sticks.
So in our mind, there is stick.
Yes.
Yeah, within the material world. So a dynamite stick is close to the form of stick, which is why it's not a stick, but we call it a stick. And then so a stick that fell from a tree, that might be closer to
Oh,
what
it's
you're
certainly
recognizing.
closer.
Certain.
Certainly.
Now, describe more of how a stick on a tree is certainly closer to this ultimate recognizable.
It's just in the
Stick
in the greater understanding of general humanity.
Now, you seem to speak for general humanity.
Yes.
I second that. We understand what a stick is.
Yeah.
It falls from a tree. It is the quintessential stick.
Oh,
Well, see, Dilla G,
Yes.
I'm going to say, is a twig a stick?
I would say yes. A twig is a stick.
A twig falls
twig,
under a stick.
So colloquially, I would say that twigs are smaller than sticks, and it's still a stick.
Is a branch a stick?
A branch, if it falls off, depends on how wide the diameter is.
Okay. So there's a point where stick becomes branch. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Okay. So so a stick.
let's just set definitions.
Yeah. So if a branch can't be singular, a branch has to grow off of a tree, right? So if a tree,
Oh, a river can branch.
what's that?
And isn't a branch,
Yes.
where
That's true. Branch
there's-
is a more diverse word than stick, I would say.
if we break down a tree, there's the roots that go under the ground.
Starts in the roots.
And then the trunk.
Yes.
trunk, yeah.
Anything that branches off of the trunk would be a tree branch.
Yes. And I think could be a candidate for becoming a future stick.
All branches.
Unless it's too big.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. Then is a log a stick? Like a log is the
Log can't be
No,
stick.
I got to
'cause
put
log,
my foot down on that one.
log is often formed from the trunk.
log
You know,
is the trunk just
yeah.
Log is the
debranched
trunk.
Yeah.
and chopped
Well, sometimes branches could be big enough to turn into logs.
to turn into logs.
You know? It's
Absolutely.
Okay, but that's the thing though. Are they? Then they're just big branches though, because they branch off of the log. A big branch
Of the
is
trunk?
is just a big branch. It can't be a log. A log has branches removed.
So you're saying that a branch, therefore, is not a stick?
No. Because I'm still arguing that to a giant, a log is a stick. Yeah. So I actually know.
We are not giants.
I'm liberal.
We are human mortals.
I mean, I'm liberal in my, my stick definitions. But so you can take a big branch to a mill, and you can cut it up You could probably build some stuff with it.
Could you cut it up into sticks?
No, because after they're treated, post mill, then they are called what, planks?
2x4s.
Yeah, then they're planked.
Well, if you cut it up into a walking stick,
Yeah, and what if it's untreated?
if it's stick shaped,
Yeah,
and it's made out of wood.
in the wild. Yeah, sticks have to be in the wild.
Oh, okay.
And once they're domesticated
he
and-
thinks
and
they have
treated.
to be in. But they make like walking sticks.
Yeah, that's yeah, but we seemed to be gravitating more because since arboreal stick is finger quotes right universally more human. We were sticking more arboreal, but I'll be glad to go back to
What is arboreal?
of the trees.
Yes.
Arboreal.
I believe that a
An
true
arboreal
stick.
forest.
A true stick comes from wood. You know, they make these walking sticks that may be made out of metal or plastic.
But metal and plastic, yeah.
And they're not sticks, just like sticks of dynamite are not true sticks. They're
Now,
just called
I-
for
you know-
the resemblance to the stick.
Those are poles.
Yes.
Well, and-
yes.
and again,
oh, where do,
poles.
okay.
Those are
we
walking
can
poles.
we can get poles made out
Poles
of
are
wood.
not sticks.
Poles are not
Yes.
sticks.
Well, you can
Well, you
call
got-
it a stick, but it's
Yeah, you
not a
got-
true stick.
Well, I
Yeah.
feel like a stick has to be in its natural form. It can't be.
Yes.
It can't be shaved and
No,
shaped.
well,
Unmanipulated.
And what I call art, we are scientists, are we not?
No.
yes.
Because the scientist, kind of avoids the like, well, I feel,
Yes.
because the scientists also recognize, well, like, I'm wrong a lot, so we gotta,
Yes.
yeah.
But part of this is, deciding what the words mean. We're more linguists, or
We are also
we're crafting the definition to a deeper level. That's what we're doing here tonight.
We're kind of also like a reality television, like celebrity panel of judge. We're
Yes,
judging too.
yes,
We are judging
yeah.
because we are coming in with some conclusions.
Yeah, we don't. There's just too much gray area in the stick, and we're trying to, narrow it down.
All right. Well, here. How about this? How about I make. You guys can agree or disagree.
Yes, yeah, we can all put-
and then we'll
put
chop
things to
away.
boil. Yeah.
So, yeah, a stick. Well, yeah, crud.
Would anyone like to hear the actual definition of a stick?
Well, when we say actual,
Yeah, where are you getting
is
this?
this
Cole?
this is post
From
dead
the
internet theory?
internet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah. This is from the Oxford Languages.
But if it's off the internet,
Well,
You can never
let him take a
trust-
stab at it.
yeah. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Snort it like a grain of salt.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah.
All right. A thin piece of wood that has fallen or been cut from a tree.
There we go.
All right.
it
Good
has
night,
to be
guys.
Okay. Well, it is interesting.
Should have just done that to start.
Well, always the
How do we feel
contrarian.
about this?
Yeah, like I don't trust other people to do my thinking for me.
Okay.
a lot of times.
So let's go around. Doctor, what do you think?
Well, they touched on a lot of the fundamentals of the stick. One, that it's thin. That's important.
Thin.
We're trying to
Yeah.
decide when the thickness of the stick makes it into a branch or a log. So it has to be somewhat thin.
Yep.
And I like that they said it could either fall or be cut. So you could cut off a small thin branch, and then it becomes stick.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes.
So
If
that's
you just cut off the tip of the branch where it thins out.
yeah.
That part
Yeah.
becomes a stick.
Can we get a definition of branch?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or no, I want to say consensus. Yeah.
One thing while Cole's looking that up, we all agree that a stick is not attached to the tree anymore.
Oh yes.
I agree.
Okay.
Free floating.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think we landed on something here.
Yep. You must be able to pick it up.
Yeah. Right. Pick up stick.
Ooh.
Pick up sticks.
Yeah.
Okay.
That feels good. That I like
right.
making progress here.
Yeah, I was gonna say just before we go to the Oxford, I mean my what I say is trunk. Every tree is styled differently, but
Yes.
the main branches off of the trunk. Those are your branches, and then a branch has smaller branches. Any of these, branches is likely to fall before the whole tree falls, before
Yes.
the trunk falls. So branches can fall. A branch could be a big stick, a secondary branch, a branch of a branch.
Yep.
And then I think the secondary and tertiary branches are the ones we most
Yeah,
commonly.
the classic stick.
Classic sticks. Yeah.
Yeah. Ken Dog, how do you feel about that stick definition?
The stick definition from Oxford?
Yeah.
I agree with that definition. Thin was a key word there.
Yeah.
Because once it gets too thick, that just ain't no stick.
That ain't no.
You know what I'm saying?
Once it's too thick, it ain't no stick. My
You
man.
heard it. You heard it here, folks.
Dreamcast Radio. That's it. Okay, and Coach, your thoughts on the stick definition? I feel like you've already given them, but
The processing of a stick. I feel it's dangerous territory because then that opens back into then walking sticks are sticks too.
well, there was no processing in the Oxford definition.
Is it cutting?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's processing.
is it?
It's taking. Who was gonna? It doesn't. A deer. Yeah, that's processing.
I mean, a deer could yank it off.
No, I was gonna say a deer. I was gonna say a deer can't cut it, can it?
It can
But then I
chew
said
it
no, a
off.
deer could cut it.
Probably could figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where I don't buy it as much. I mean, I guess if you saw off a branch,
You yank a
then
stick off a tree.
Yeah.
Yank a tiny branch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of branches, here's the Oxford Languages definition of a branch. Are we ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Yes.
A part of a tree which grows out from the trunk or from a bough.
Yeah. Hence the branch.
Yep. Bough meaning a main branch of a tree.
When the bow breaks, the cradle will fall.
So
So you're saying it branches
Down.
off from the tree?
Just like a river branches. Because isn't the full name
Yeah.
of the Clark Fork? Isn't it the Clark Fork branch of the river?
well,
Or a fork is a branch. Our
you
Let's
also
not
can have
go
a
there.
branch of an
our branches
organization.
forks.
Yeah. Well, we're come on.
That's river talk.
Yeah.
We're sticking with the arboretum here. Okay.
Yeah, the arboreal
Yes.
branches
Yeah.
only. Come on.
Wood World.
now.
Yeah, Woodworld.
If you're doing stick talk, you got to
We
stick
really
to Wood World.
we can really branch off in many tangents.
Too many directions.
Are tangents branches?
I would do that. Yeah, you can branch off into a tangent
Tangents are branch. A tangent
Yeah.
is a branch.
of a
A
conversation.
non-arboreal
Yes.
branch.
You can throw little twigs in there.
Yeah.
Okay, now okay. Can we talk about the twigs? Can we talk about the twigs?
I want to
Yeah.
talk about the
Do twigs come from bushes? Or do twigs come from trees?
I think both, right?
Okay.
Twigs are
I-
definitely petite. The petite.
You can have bush twigs.
I mean,
Bushes
I
are
think
nice.
because bushes like that thin.
Yeah. Well, certain bushes, their structure becomes such that it's almost wood-like.
Certain bushes.
Yeah.
I would say okay. Also,
You know.
because the bushes are they've got their main branches. They just have many branches instead of
Yeah.
one central trunk, and then I'd say the twigs are everything that branches off of the bush branches.
This begs the question: can a stick originate from a bush? Does it have to originate from a tree?
I tell you what, I have a definition standing by.
Okay, I like this. This is like let's spitball for a little bit.
Yeah. Cool.
And then see if we're see
you have
how
the- you have the twig
See how we
definition.
hold up.
I have the twig definition.
I think there's definitely bushes that have sticks.
Thank you. You know,
I think
those big old bushes in people's yards.
Oh yeah.
I think, like a sage bush.
Or like
Those are
evergreen
sticks.
bushes.
Those they're sticky. And also, and there's types of trees that do have such small branches,
Yeah.
they do wind up becoming twig-like. And I would say, it's quarter-inch like diameter. You know, there's definitely. I mean, like talk about thin. Twigs
Yeah.
gotta be real thin and short too.
Is a twig a stick?
Twigs are the tiniest of sticks.
Oh, so you feel that twig is under the stick umbrella?
Couldn't be anything else.
I mean, or they're their own thing, you know, just as
I think
a
it's kind of its own thing.
They don't grow. Twigs don't just grow out of the ground.
true.
Twigs are the
Yeah,
twigs.
but if a branch and a stick
Oh.
are two different things, and a trunk is a different, then I
Yeah.
think a twig is just the smallest of the sectors.
Yeah, I was gonna say sometimes going from opposite, going from behind. Like what's before a twig?
Yeah, I think a stick. And sticks and twigs also have in common that they're separated from from whence they came. Would you guys agree to that?
I would agree with that.
They all come off of something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't find a twig on a bush or a tree.
Has to fall
Connected.
off.
Yes.
Because usually also
That's just the tree.
the
It's part of the tree.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a lot of like evergreens. Oh yeah, I think I've mentioned this in the past. Like what holds the needles. Those are twigs. But sometimes
I would
Yes.
agree.
and those branch off of branches.
So while they're connected, they're twigs.
While they're connected, they're needle holders. Yeah, and then they
Go
fall
on.
off, and then they're a twig. Yeah, but I would probably call them a twig still attached. Twigs hold the needles.
I don't know about that.
It's the shortest.
I mean, I don't think it's yet a twig if it's still
It's a
attached.
twig to
No.
be-
Wow,
Twig
we've
to
already
be.
tapped. Sticks and twigs are all post.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
all
We're
post.
all okay.
So, but I was saying, but what would you call? What is the scientific name for the part of the tree that holds the needles? I don't know.
Branch.
It's a little twig.
Yeah, tiny branch.
Yeah, and I'm saying the furthest most. I would say
The
that
tiniest.
part.
Yes.
If we are trying to find out, where do twigs come from?
Yeah.
That's my
That's
best
a
guess.
I would say maybe not the only or place that they come from,
No,
but
'cause
it's a
in-
common twig
Well,
place.
okay, and then there's bushes that are essentially just baby trees.
Yes, that thought crossed my mind earlier to great dismay. Are they still called bushes? Just different types of trees? Are we really lying to
like baby
ourselves?
Christmas trees
Yeah.
are making lots of twigs.
No, because I feel like bushes generally are. I mean,
Like juniper
Yeah.
trees.
Like the classic big green one that might be, hemmed or hedged into a nice shape. Isn't that really a tree of some sort? Or is that a bush? This is a question with a real answer.
I would still call that a bush.
It's still a bush.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
call that a tree.
Tall bush.
Yeah.
you sculpted it to make it look like a tree.
Right, yeah,
suppose.
post sculpting it'll
But
look
it's
more
got-
tree-like.
I mean, but it's made out of wood, There's wood in there.
Yeah, but
So bushes can
if,
have wood?
If it's bushy all
yeah.
the way down to the bottom,
Yeah.
I think that makes it a bush. It has to
yeah.
have a stalk.
Has to have full
Well, that's what-
bush.
That's what I'm saying. Bushes are more likely to produce twigs because just the scale of wood,
Yes, yes, yes.
everything bush-wise, so much less wood than
Yeah.
a tree.
It's more likely to go down to that smaller twig dimension.
Big bushes, less wood than most small trees.
Yeah.
I'd
I'll
even
give you
argue,
that.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, to branch off, I just want to bring up saplings.
What are saplings?
Sapling is like a baby tree. When it's a sapling, is that still a trunk?
Yeah, little sapling trunk.
But it can be smaller than a stick.
We got some callers. Really excited to hear
So
about
Ken Dog,
sticks.
Let's take it to the open phones.
So the sapling is a baby tree. You're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so when you plant a tree, you plant a sapling,
Yes.
and you're asking if that's a tree.
No, I'm asking if the main stalk of it would still be considered a trunk.
I would I would say that yes. Yeah. A trunk.
What's this now?
I don't think the trunk has a size. I think trunk is more functional than like size related. You know, the bottom of a tree is a trunk.
Just the main stalk.
Doesn't a,
It's the main stalk, right?
isn't a sapling a shoot? Because it shoots from the seed.
I think that's a really tiny one, like before it even looks like a tree.
Before it emerges from the ground.
Yeah.
The shoot
yeah.
comes from the seed. Then it becomes a little baby trunk.
That I don't know. I'm not sure if I can see a shoot.
We might gotta take that one to the Oxford Dictionary.
Or maybe not dictionary, just seed germination stages, you'd call it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like when you're like sprouting like seeds or something in your kitchen.
Yeah, and like the trunk, if you just rewind from the fully grown tree, trunk, then sapling, then shoot, then seed.
You
Yeah,
lost me,
I
Coach.
think we're getting off of.
Or yeah,
sticks.
you
I
re-
think
we're
we're
getting
getting
off of
off stick
sticks.
topic.
I'm sorry, guys. I was just on the phone with some callers. I missed a little bit there.
Yeah. So
yeah, fielding the.
so I'm curious what the callers had to say.
Okay, the first one was he just wanted to bring up boughs. You know, what do you guys know about boughs
We said
versus branches?
the
I thought we
bough-
touched on it, but
bough is the trunk.
wow,
That was
we
You
might-
said bow.
Or
bow.
bow.
Oh, bow is a bow.
Yeah. I might have
bow
said
is
that.
bow.
Yeah, but I always thought, okay, Rockabye Baby on the treetop when the
wind blows,
the cradle will rock, when
the bow breaks.
when the bow breaks,
Bow breaks.
the cradle will fall.
Yeah.
Down will come baby.
I
Cradle
think
will.
I always pictured it as like a large branch that's kind of has a good spread to it,
I
like
was
on the
sort of-
pine tree, the big old
Yeah.
hefty branches. I thought those were the boughs,
I
but I
was
could
sort
be
of-
wrong.
Yeah, I think that's one of those huge branches.
Yeah.
So,
I just thought bow was British for branch.
What's Oxford got for us?
all right. So Oxford says a main branch of a tree,
Maine. Yeah, the big old boys.
the big boy.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
And then
So a bow
okay,
is a branch.
and then so bows are the main ones, and then I was referring to secondary, and then
Oh my God! Sorry.
what do you got?
Cole's on the internet right now.
I'm on the internet and I found something weird
Wrong
about
site.
bows.
Lay it on us.
Okay, in my first dictionary, it says a bough. A bough is a branch of a tree. From this bough, we can see Mr. May's bedroom. It's weird. It's really weird. I don't know. This is weird. I'm not even gonna finish that.
That seems.
Oh,
That
this is
seems
getting dark.
fictional.
It's I think it's fictional. So anyway, a bough is a main part of a tree, or a main branch of a
Yeah.
tree.
All the ones that come from the trunk,
Yes.
I would call it bows.
Yes.
They're the ones that you want to build when you're building a tree house. You want to look for the bows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need that
The
support.
hefty one.
Yep.
Bows.
Thanks for your call, caller.
Okay, now our bows. Yeah, okay. So, say weathering occurs, yada yada yada. Bows. The secondary branches all break off of it. That's a big hunk of wood. Probably comes slightly pointy at the end. Is that a big stick?
The bow?
Yeah. Or is that
No.
just too big? Is that
I think we
That's
just.
a big
I think we need
branch.
to set a diameter.
I think you're right.
You know, how thick can a stick get?
I'm saying like an inch and a half.
Yeah. I mean, but sometimes.
even if I say like, oh, give me a big stick. I need a big stick. You'd only give me an inch and a half wide one.
Well, I would just assume you meant a branch at that point, you know. That's just a nickname for a branch.
Stick name. I don't know. I think I could probably go up to 2 inches at least.
Okay.
Okay.
2 inches.
Diameter, that's like across.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Can you is it still a stick if you have to drag it on the ground with two hands?
Yeah, weight, heft. I
If
think
it's a really long stick, but it still's got to
Yeah.
be skinny.
Let me ask this. Okay, so what if the stick has branches? Is it a stick or is it a something else? Is it a conglomerate? You know what I'm saying? You know, like, hey, I got this stick. Can someone call you out? That's not a stick. It's branches, multiple sticks connected in one.
Yeah.
That's a stick
You
system.
can't have a bunch of branches hanging off of it.
Or is it like, nah, dude, this is a stick.
Yeah.
I'm holding on. If you can hold on to it, if it came off of a tree, it's a stick. But a stick have to be singular. For it to be counted, would you have to break off the individual sticks from that?
I would say in this context, yes, it has to be singular.
Us one stick at a time.
Maybe like up to like 2 or 3 deviations.
I think when I picture a stick, it's got like a couple little twigs coming off of it, you know, and it's still a stick.
But they're not twigs if they're still attached.
Which
oh,
gets
wow.
me-
Well, good point.
I think
They've
yeah.
got little future twigs.
You got
You know?
future twigs.
Yeah,
Twigs
yeah.
to be.
Well, and that gets me back to what I said. It's funny. My brain is like so categorical
Yeah.
that it does help. Yeah, where I think you help define like twigs must come off of sticks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, DJ VK Wonders called in.
Yeah.
Had a
excellent.
question.
Excellent.
But I'm just gonna say, if you're listening, DJ VK Wonders, if you could call me on my personal phone, we can get you on the air.
Yeah.
And I think we can get you in on this.
We can
I think we
branch you
need
in.
more. We need more
We need someone
help on
else
this.
in here.
Yeah, let's get another mind on this.
Okay. So
Okay,
what
you're
did
cooking hot dogs or marshmallows? You got your marshmallow cooking stick. You got a nice prong at the end.
right?
Forks. A forked stick. That's still a stick.
Yep.
That's just,
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
yeah,
yep.
yeah. That's fine. And you can have a trident, or you can have like a triple fork. And as long as the forked aren't their own branches, you know, like those forks have to be like 2 to 4 inches per foot of stick. There's a ratio that's got to be involved, or else that is again a violation. That's a multiple branch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think a trident at most. You know, if you got too many things,
Yeah,
branched,
I was
then
gonna
you're
say
getting back into
I was
branch
gonna
territory.
3 forks is the most you can have. If you got
Forks
4,
Montana is the most you
yeah,
I'm just gonna see if DJ VK Wonders will pick up.
yeah.
Hello, hello.
Oh,
DJ
yeah.
VK Wonders, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Hey, DJ
We can hear
VK
you.
Wonders.
can have. DJ VK
I've just been
Wonders.
so riveted with all this stick talk.
Yeah,
we're trying to cover all
rivets is a
angles.
different thing.
Yeah, whole different thing.
That's a different category altogether.
That's Gene's talk.
That's next week.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
To be honest, DJ VK Wonders, I couldn't remember your question exactly, so I needed you to really lay it out for us.
So my question pertained to the stick lineup, if you will. We're talking like branches, boughs, twigs, in the order. But I kind of had a question about logs and where they fall in. Are log sticks or part of the stick umbrella? Or are they not because are they something that like has to be cut and therefore processed? Or can there be like naturally fallen logs?
A fallen log.
Hollowed out a little bit.
I think we started on this one a little
And
bit.
if a branch is
Yeah.
big enough, is it a log then, or does it have to be its own thing?
The log is the main stalk of the tree.
That's a trunk.
In which the
Or is it too big?
branches-
Is the diameter too big and it's no longer like
I
a
have
stick?
this image
It's
of
too big.
of being a old growth, old log fell down, hollowed out a good bit, and like I've ripped a chunk off of that decaying log. That hey, what do you know? It's about 2 feet long. I've made a stick.
Feels like it's
You
From-
fashioned a stick.
I just
You
I just
fashioned it.
yanked one
But
off.
Earlier we talked about it having to be like naturally
Right.
occurring.
That's low processing when you do you can just pull it.
I guess
pull
if it's
it off.
naturally decayed into that shape.
Or even like say you sit down on it and like your butt pushes down some of it and like boop, boop, boop. Let me just pull this little stick
Yeah.
off that I just created from putting pressure on this decaying log.
You know, I think if you're out in the forest and you make a stick-looking thing out of wood. It's a stick, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Because we
I-
haven't even started on
I
roots.
think with some primitive, we can't be going to a wood mill and making sticks. But if you're out in nature,
Dowels are
you
not
can
sticks,
fashion
you're saying.
sticks.
Yeah.
If you can yank it off,
Yeah.
you can saw it off. I mean, like I don't consider that processing. I consider that just
A
removing.
cutting, yeah, a cut can create
Yeah.
sticks. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but a dowel.
That's
That's too much.
man-made.
Yeah, that's
That
like,
came
that's
from a
post mill. Yeah, you can't.
You could have a stick of dowel. Doesn't make a dowel.
Yeah,
Just as a
yeah.
stick of dynamite.
Yep.
Right.
It's not a true stick.
It's an adjective.
Yeah.
Our cylinder.
Oh,
Okay.
that was another question I had though.
Yeah.
When we were talking walking sticks, so I understand the ones that are not made of wood, not really a stick.
Correct.
But what about the ones made of wood where they're minimally processed? They're maybe just like
Shillelaghs. Or type
it's like fancied up a little, finished a little bit, but they still have natural knots and burls and they're made of wood. Is that a stick or not?
I think
because
that's
it's
still a
processed?
stick.
Yeah.
Some
if
are
it
just
started
straight
as a
shellac
stick.
sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Yeah.
would say it's a stick.
As
Yeah.
long as it doesn't go wider than 2 inches, and it
Stick
started
is
as a stick.
Very large.
Yeah. That's why there's a separation of log and stick. I think it's mainly a thickness issue.
Okay. But then for branches,
I feel
boughs are typically very thick branches.
Your boughs
If
are
they
the
were to
main
fall,
branch. Yeah, boughs are main
Is
branches.
it still a log then, or is it a stick?
I think you can make logs out of boughs.
yes.
Personally.
Okay, I would agree with
I don't
that.
think it
Okay,
has to
I
be
agree.
trunk.
Borderline logs.
Where
I mean, some boughs are real big. They could be a
Where's the
proper
diameter
proper
cut
log.
off?
I say that no. Only trunks are logs.
Okay.
You're putting your
all
foot
right.
down on this one?
Whatever.
Wow.
Well, just in that, like, if you're a sawyer or lumberjack, we're gonna need your help on this. Call us in the studio.
Yeah.
You'd be able to tell us where.
Yeah, we've reached. We have, thanks to Shane, we have an impasse here.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
He brings
as
up
far
good
as
points.
as far as I can tell, you're the only one that doesn't believe a log can come from a bough.
It's
Tell me why not.
If it's big and thick enough and log-like enough,
And you cut it into like like a
Yeah.
1 foot, 2 foot.
I feel like
Well,
it
here's
has
a
to be
question that can maybe
processed.
help. So,
like telephone poles.
if you
Like telephone poles.
if you came across a fallen bough in the woods, and you came across like a fallen trunk, and they were similar diameters, how
Right,
would
yeah.
you discern between the two?
Okay,
That's what I'm
okay.
saying.
Yeah, small. I mean, it's got to be a massive tree, is what I'm saying, to make a branch that is log with.
I agree.
So,
it's
and
gotta
I
be.
don't know. I mean,
So
I've
if
seen,
they're out
okay,
there.
maybe in Montana, but I'm currently in Iowa, and there are some old growth like oaks, because this was
Big
like
oaks.
originally like an oak savanna kind of environment, and some of the boughs on these oaks are thick.
I mean, if I was talking some logs just to like set up a raised bed like garden scenario, yeah, some branch logs would work. But if I'm building a log cabin, no, only trunk logs.
Yeah, but let's say we're
If I owned a mill, I'd say, hey, loggers, only give me those trunk logs. I don't even want to gamble with those branch logs because most of the time I toss them down the thing. They're all too skinny. I can't build any houses with them. Can't make any real money with them.
Well,
Guard it.
different logs have different purposes, but
exactly.
Yeah,
log's
yeah.
a log.
But it's still a
A
log.
lot of times you're just starting fires with
and,
logs.
well, and so therefore I would say, yeah, branch logs. Branch logs are just always going to be. I'd say you'd have to specify that it is a branch log, because my brain is thinking a thick trunk log.
Have you seen the redwoods?
Okay, so you're gonna go start a fire. You're gonna start a campfire. Do you say, hey, can you grab a couple sticks to put in a fire when you want a log? Or do you say, hey, can you grab a couple logs?
Okay, throw a log
even if they're
on the
branches?
fire.
Yeah.
I'm thinking branches.
Well, a bough, a thick.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
those are campfire logs.
And as DJ VK Wonders is saying, some of those oak boughs they're probably thicker than the trunk of a pine tree out here in the west.
Okay, well, a lot of
Someone-
throw
Yeah.
a log on the fire comes from a cord that's cut from a trunk log.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
No,
a cord?
the
Like a cord
yeah.
of wood?
Yeah, the classic. I mean, that's because we're
Our campfire logs
Because it's
are
normally
cut.
chopped up.
Well,
From-
a cord of wood is, if from my understanding, is a measurement of like how
Yes.
of like how many of like how much wood you have of like multiple pieces of wood.
Right.
Like half a cord of wood, quarter cord of wood, a cord of wood. That's like a lot of logs. That's not a single log. Right?
I thought a cord was cut. Let me get a cord. A cord is like a 2-foot cut
Yeah.
from a certain width of log.
See, I thought it was like a square acre.
It's
like an
like
acre
a
of
square
land.
feet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Square
yeah,
feet.
yeah,
Like a cord of wood.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
But I think it's typically
unit of
processed
measurement.
in the way that
Right,
Shane is
come from-
describing.
yeah, right. Because you've got
that's part of the process.
You've got
Okay,
you've got a
that's fine.
cylinder. This is geometry. You got a cylinder, which is the log. It's 2 feet by the width, and then that's your square footage. That a cord is, and so that's why they use logs, and that's why I'm saying if I ran the mill, I would say only trunk logs because cord measurements. It's just easier to make money from logs because we cord out logs. Can't really cord out too many.
I don't know if I buy this. So, like, I mean, like, I've always seen like a cord of wood takes up like a trunk, or I'm sorry, takes up like a truck bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like you get a cord of wood that fills up a truck bed. That's a lot of wood.
They don't collect sticks and weigh them.
Right.
They systematically take a log. This is a
Yeah,
cord.
but I guess I want to get back to the whole stick thing where so
We're branching off.
Or like
We're
Google
branching off.
branching
Google.
about
I'm
is
gonna
not a
Google
log.
image what a cord of wood is.
Let's-
But then
Stick
it's
to
not a
sticks
stick
here.
because if it has too big of a diameter, if we start to have a diameter parameter in there, then where is it left? Is it just in no man's land?
Well, I mean, if we're in agreement that 2 inches is where stick,
I agree with that.
you know.
What about you, C. Dilla?
So then it's just a branch.
2 inches equals a stick,
Yep.
Width-wise.
or like diameter.
And then it becomes branch. And then at another point, it becomes log.
Well, there are some tiny trees out there that are less than 2 inches in
Yes.
diameter.
Yeah, aspens.
Right, but
If it's got
Well,
those
of
branches
course.
coming off, though.
I mean, the branch is still attached. And if that branch on that tiny tree were to break off, it would become a stick. A big old tree where the branches were more than 2 inches in diameter, that falls off, still a branch.
Yep.
See what I'm saying here?
I think
Yeah.
we got to think
Yeah,
of
so it can.
knots.
So it's variable.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
stick doesn't have a whole bunch of knots on it of previous branches.
I don't know about that.
They'll have some, but not.
I mean, if it's
But if it's variable,
I
then
still
it
think it
doesn't
could be
really
a
mean-
stick if it's small, if thin enough.
Okay.
So it really,
agreed.
so it really is about the actual dimensional, like the nominal dimension of it, not really about what part of the tree it came from.
So let's say that there's a tree that's 3 feet high and 1.5 inches in diameter, the core of the tree, and then that falls down. What is that? Is that a stick? Even though it was the entire tree.
Like it was.
think it could
yeah,
be a
like
stick.
the trunk
Yeah.
would just be stick.
Yeah.
Also going
Trunks
back,
can be sticks.
cord of wood. Cord of wood's gonna have lots of actual branches. Cord of wood is multiple, lots of them, like a whole
Yeah.
pickup truck full of multiple ones.
yeah.
I thought a cord was. Have you ever seen people like, all right, I need cuts
Well, I think
of the
yeah.
trunk? That's what I always thought.
Well, when you picture the cord of wood, it's neatly stacked,
Yeah, uniform pieces.
like how you
Uniform
were
pieces.
describing.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
whole, it's the whole truck
Like
full.
when
of
you buy a
Yeah.
bunch of
But-
firewood from the gas station.
I was actually
that's
even
nice.
kind of
and
thinking.
those are trunk
I
pieces.
was
not,
thinking wheels.
trunk
actually,
logs.
I was almost even thinking like a wheel of cheese.
Oh wow.
And like a Trivial Pursuit kind of board thing. Yeah.
Hey, well, that's why we're here around this fire tonight.
That's exactly
Okay.
right.
Also, Cole, you'd be the one to consult on this. I'm high as a Georgia pine. The typical Georgia pine. How those do get tall, but how wide are we talking with those?
Good question. I mean,
Not massive is what I imagine.
yeah, I mean, like you
I
just
also
like
am not sure if maybe I missed it, but did y'all talk about the length of a stick? Is there any sort of
That's still up in the
cut
air.
off for that?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't quite gotten to that yet.
yeah. So great question, both Shane and DJ VK Wonders. We did ask like whether you could drag a stick, like if you need two hands and to drag a piece of wood, if it's like an inch in diameter, but you need to drag it on the ground to bring it somewhere with two hands, is that still a stick?
Yeah.
I would say yes.
It
I would say
it could be
yes.
a really long stick.
A really long stick.
But what's the cutoff here?
And what else would it be?
Yeah, that's what we're talking
That's
about.
the question.
Yeah,
What
'cause
else
they-
would you call
They can
it?
be quite extraordinarily long, but as long as it branches
thin.
off of a main...
as long as you could hold it with one hand? Kind
Yeah.
of,
Or
like
two
a
hands.
walking stick style. It wouldn't really matter how long it is if you can pick it up and
Now, okay,
move it
because...
with one hand.
Maybe not.
Now, okay,
Maybe that stick could be so long you can't even drag it.
and also different trees make, different things. But so the end unit of trees are the leaves. The leaves usually come from two branches off of a bow, right? Or one, there's the bow, then a branch,
Yes.
then one more branch, and then leaves.
Depends on the
It,
tree.
right, depends on the tree. Now I find, and so I would call bow, primary, and then the first branch off of the bow, secondary branch.
Yes.
Secondary branches, more likely the higher, the more times it's been branched, the more likelihood of it becoming a stick. Big tree,
Absolutely.
big bows, they're going to be too big to be sticks. And so the bigger the tree, the more branches it's going to take for it to be a stick.
Yes.
Now, can you tell if you just see any old stick? Can you visually tell? Okay, this has been branched multiple times. Because it doesn't matter. Also, big tree, tertiary branch.
Yeah.
That's gonna be maybe bigger than a very small tree log.
Yeah. But a stick.
And that's
A
what
stick is a final product, and a twig. It doesn't matter. What point of branch. We just determined that if it was small enough, a stick could be the entire tree.
And on that same note,
But it can't because the multiple units. You'd have to break up. It's got to be, if a small tree with all its branches, you're just holding a small tree.
Yeah.
That's not a stick. That's a small tree. But if you
C-dilogy.
yeah. So if a tree is uprooted, is it still a tree? That begs that question. If it's no longer in the ground, is it still a tree? I might argue yes.
a fallen tree, because it's all still intact.
Still a tree. Yeah.
If it's got roots coming out,
Now-
especially.
The complete package, is if like roots to leaves have fallen on the ground, I think that's still a tree.
Well, once it falls, it's more likely it's going to dry out,
Yeah.
and then those branches are going to produce sticks pretty sooner than it would have when it was healthy.
Produce sticks once it's fallen.
The fallen tree,
Yeah.
it's going to die. It's going to dehydrate,
Yep.
and then
it's sticks.
and then
Sticks will break right
the
off.
sticks will break off.
branch-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yep.
because the stick is only a stick after it's off the
Yes.
tree.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, eventually by episode 3, we'll be in
our-
unison on that.
that's our slogan.
Yeah. It's only a stick when
It
off
falls the tree. Yeah.
We'll work on it.
So similarly to deciding that twigs and sticks, as long as they're removed from the tree, they are twigs and sticks. They're standalone, and it doesn't matter what part of the tree they come from. Right? Do we agree on that?
I agree.
Right? Or because it's size, its diameter.
Yeah. DJ VK Wonder, what do you think? DJ VK Wonder, can you hear me?
She might be gone.
She's gone.
No way.
I'm
no way.
I'm
No
listening.
way.
Are you here? Can you hear me, DJ VK Wonder?
You're a little quiet. You're very quiet.
Very
Very
quiet.
quiet.
Womp womp.
Yeah,
These
I
things
don't know.
happen.
Yeah, we've got some
Well,
crazy
that's all right.
technology.
It's probably time for me to turn in anyway. I'm time traveling right now from the future.
Whoa.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me weigh in. I really appreciate it.
Yep.
Absolutely. And
All right.
we'll see you on the other side.
Tell us about your
Take
stick
care.
adventures.
Stay sticky.
Stay sticky. Okay, so just like sticks and twigs, it doesn't matter what part of the tree it comes from, right?
Right.
Okay, so what about logs? Does it matter where the logs come from? If they're thick enough and they're the right length,
Right.
does it
Okay,
matter?
You know what? What I was thinking, I had this like exaggerated thickness. I was thinking it only could be
Huge.
real thick if it was going to be a log. But
You see some,
right.
you could hold a log in one
but
hand.
you can
You
you
can
can
have
Theoretically.
5-inch long.
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
pole. I was thinking like poles,
Yeah.
wood pole, but a pole can't. A pole has to be metal.
Gentlemen, before we go any farther, I think we need to address the other elephant in the room.
Ooh.
Boy, oh
Because our brain power, it's late. We
Yeah.
need a
Yeah.
stimulant.
We need to wake
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Let's go.
Dave's Gourmet whole ghost peppers. I'm just gonna hand each of you a pepper,
Okay.
and we're gonna take a nibble of the pepper.
I mean, okay, I'm not really too like hip on peppers. How, like, what are we talking on? Like,
I don't know either, to be honest. I think they're gonna be very, very spicy though. But that's why we're just gonna start with a nibble.
is this like Thrill Seekers level?
It's on the.
I mean-
It's getting there.
I mean, I've heard of ghost peppers.
It's not like the Carolina Reaper. We're not getting
Okay.
that crazy.
Okay.
But I mean, it should be pretty spicy.
It's pretty spicy. I mean, it's still, where
Do
Like
not
Frank?
It might
touch your
be.
eyes. Do not touch
Yes.
your eyes.
Yes.
Or other.
or your
Ours.
rectum. Don't put that right on your rectum.
Correct.
So we
Should we
both
start with
before-
the smell?
Yeah, let's.
I can
let's give
smell
a
it
sniff.
coming like from my lap.
Yeah, they're like
It smells like
they're
pickled. They're
Yeah,
fermented.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
smells like Frank's.
Yeah. So before we take our first nibble,
Yeah.
let's. What's the question we're thinking about? the stick
we
world.
were talking about logs. Oh yeah, the width of logs. Dixie, a red Solo cup width?
Yeah,
Top or bottom
Um,
of the solo cup?
great question.
The top. I'm looking for a cutoff point of the smallest a log can be before it's just a large branch. Or what's this? Okay.
I just feel like I still stand on the log has to be the part that's grown out of the ground.
Log has to be a trunk. You're a no branch.
I'm a no
Yeah,
branch
yeah.
log.
Logs.
I didn't realize you were on that team.
I didn't know
I'm
that
on that- I'm
either.
on that team.
Okay, that makes me feel like less of a crazy
Wow.
man. Because I
might have flip flopped a little.
Okay.
But I'm back.
Okay, well let's take a. Now's a good time to take a bite. I think. Let's take our bite
All right,
now.
Let's have a nibble, ladies and gentlemen.
First nibble. I'm only taking like a 2/3 of an inch tester amount.
All right. Down the hatch.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's hot. That's hot kind of right off the bat.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm gonna take this call, guys.
I shook my hands a couple times real fast.
Oh, it's hot.
It's really hot.
KFGM.
That's really hot.
Crap, I don't have enough water.
KFGM.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, it's really hot. All right. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Frick, I already got the hiccups going.
Wow, that's actually really good flavor.
Yeah.
It's good flavor.
I like it. I think I can do my whole
How much
pepper.
did you, Kenley? You're
did
gonna go a
about-
whole pep?
I did that much.
Wow, that's amazing. I did about maybe 1/8. I'm gonna probably go to half.
I don't think it's a good
I'll go
flavor at
one
all.
more bite.
Oh, no. I'm like, oh, no. Nope. Not into it.
That's not your favorite. Oh,
It tastes like
oh,
a hot sauce.
escalating was not a great idea.
Second bite's kicking in.
Yeah, I got,
Oh
like,
man,
instantaneous. Like,
Yeah, those ghost peppers.
that's
hit
insane.
That's insane.
this reflux action is clearly my
I hope
body.
you guys didn't feel pressured into this at all.
I feel
Because this
good.
clearly was not a good idea.
Yeah, I
This-
feel great
this-
about it.
No.
I'm gonna take a hit of that strawberry banana.
Yeah, we got some strawberry banana Nesquik getting passed around right now.
I'm injured.
Wow, that is amazing.
Wow.
I think
Yeah.
I've been training a little bit more than you guys. So it's, I'm not.
No, I came in.
It's not crazy
Totally
for me,
unprepared.
but like it's like
You finishing yours, Kenley?
it's
Let's
about
go.
as hot as I would go to be and like still be like
Yeah,
semi.
to be honest, it's not as hot as I thought it was gonna be. But it's very painful.
It's kind of on level with like some Arthur Wayne sauce.
Yeah. You want to go tit for tat here, Kenley?
Full pep.
Yep. Oh. Wow. Kind of puts the whole stick thing into perspective.
Does it?
You know?
Did these grow off of sticks or twigs?
Vines. Where are vines?
Where do vines fall?
Vines are not even in the.
I don't think they're in.
In the
Yo, I recently saw
conversation.
some really thick vines that were like
Borderline stick.
they were borderline stick for sure.
But doesn't vine suggest a certain level of flexibility that a stick could not?
Totally pliability. Yeah, but I mean, thin sticks have high pliability.
You could have a pliable stick,
The thinner the stick, the higher the pliability
but
factor.
it certainly wouldn't be a vine.
Well, you got your fresh sticks and your dry sticks.
Oh, wow. That is,
Fresh
that's
stick-
true.
Fresh stick can be
Yeah.
nice and wiggly.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
vine-like.
Wet,
Yeah.
yeah, wet sticks are gonna have high pliability as well.
Yeah. Well, I would say for the spice for the ghost pepper challenge, I think Kenley won.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I got last place.
He's playing it cool.
Yeah.
I've been, like I said, I've been training specifically for this day.
You want the rest of mine?
No, good on that. Good on
Yeah.
that.
You got nothing to prove.
But he's good. I
You
would
want to
put that
split?
on-
You want to split the rest of Cole's, Kenley? Keep rocking.
Oh, it's a full. You only needed that much.
I took a bite.
Cole had a nibble.
I didn't nibble.
That was
yeah,
a bigger
that's-
pepper than mine, also.
Yeah, that's enough.
I'm gonna
for
take
me.
this call.
He's gonna take the call. We're gonna finish your pepper.
I'm getting more water.
KFGM.
Yeah. So I don't think that I don't think vines are in.
Hi, KFGM here. Yes.
I don't think vines are in the question,
No, definitely.
Oh, how's it
no.
going?
and I think that fresh sticks can be vine-like.
But yeah, they're not vines.
Okay.
They're not.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have my
Vines are
personal
not
number?
stick.
There can be a long, spindly, you know,
No, you'll need to call me.
stick, fresh. That you can kind of whip it like a whip, like
Right.
Okay, it's 406.
but not a vine for sure.
871.
Vines can be like a mile long.
Yes. Yes.
All right,
Yes.
just give me a call
And they're invasive sometimes as well.
We should be able to get you.
Yeah,
You know.
they're not trees. They're not sticks. I'm not even gonna go there.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for talking some sense.
All right, I'm gonna take one more bite.
All right, Kinley's taking one more bite of the ghost pepper. Big old bite. Yeah, big old juicy
Pass
bite.
that this way, Kenley.
Big old bite.
I'm gonna finish this.
Gonna finish that ghost pepper. Yeah, baby.
Oh, I had so much seed.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
There's not much
I need to
left.
spit some of that out.
Oh,
Oh, that's killing me. Oh God!
That was a pretty spicy one.
That one almost seemed spicier than the one I got.
Ah!
You know what I'm saying?
Ah, the seeds.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
all
got-
seeds.
Oh, no.
that was a pretty spicy pepper.
Oh, my.
Oh my goodness. I was expecting a call from Dylan Albans.
Oh, perfect.
He had a stick question. Maybe he didn't remember my number. Here, I can message it to him. I just ate a bunch of ghost pepper seeds, Shane, and I'm dying.
We finished Coles.
Yeah.
Holy smoke! Maybe I got first bite.
Oh, I can feel it burning my stomach.
Dude, immediately my stomach just started like doing the biggest hiccups, like full like.
Yeah.
You're like, nope,
Yeah, you're a hiccup guy.
don't want it. Don't want it.
Can I
No
have a swig
good.
of that water?
Get some of that water. I got this ranch too. I don't know if that's gonna be helpful.
Yeah, yeah, Sean, you want a shot of ranch?
No, I'm desperate, but I'm not that desperate.
once you're chugging ranch, that's a little too far.
Oh my gosh.
Dr. Fly, tell me what's going through your mind right now.
The pain just keeps building. My tongue it's like a bunch of needles into my tongue.
Right? The whole tongue?
Yeah.
Third bite changed the game for sure.
I think that was a spicier pepper.
It might have been. It might have been. But I also
Pepper
tell
by
you, it was
pepper,
my
yeah.
biggest bite too.
The seed content of that bite. Oh, I'm tears are running down my face.
I can see it. I've never seen you so panicked.
He's sweating.
Well, no, I do feel good, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to have any fear into my audience. I know I'm going to go through this, and I'm in a lot of pain,
Just in your tongue.
but I'm going to stick with it.
Stick with it. Why don't you?
Yeah. I mean, dude, I had one nibble and was like, no, that's my absolute. I'm still hurting from my one little nibble I took.
Yep.
But the
On here.
endorphins are rushing through.
There you go.
I got some endorphs going. I mean, are you able? Yeah. Keep up with you can. As
Oh
much
yeah,
as you
no,
can.
we must continue. I'm
You must.
a little surprised. Dylan Albans called the station. I wanted him to call me, but he's not. Maybe he got scared. I understand. Stick talk is very serious.
Maybe just found a good
Very
stick
serious.
and already is in a world of imagination and wonder.
That's true.
That's the great thing about a stick. Okay, well, how about this? What do you look for in a stick? CDLG?
Depends on the purpose.
Totally. Yeah, because sometimes you are.
Hello.
Hey, there we go.
Dylan.
Dylan, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
The technology is a
Dylan.
little strange. I think you're going to hear my voice the best, but hopefully
Yeah.
you can hear the other guys a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do the radio. There is a lag.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah,
I can
there-
hear you.
Okay, there might be a little. Okay, well, just present us with your question, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna just play a little bit devil's advocate with your Oxford Dictionary definition
All
of
right.
a stick, and that it needs to have fallen off or been taken off. So, like, let's say there's a tree growing somewhere, and the area becomes submerged in water, and then the stick, or I guess the part of the tree breaks off underwater. Does it technically fall, and then does that make it a stick? And then doesn't it turn into something else if it gets lodged with enough water?
Well, what size are we talking here?
Driftwood.
Oh, I guess Dylan can't hear you guys as much.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Well, I think
Yeah.
we're gonna take that and pontificate.
Yeah,
I think a
I'm
stick-
gonna listen to you.
I think a stick could be created by natural, natural means.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
Almost preference.
I'll just
Yeah, I'll just pay attention to the radio.
Okay,
and
we'll say
I'll
goodnight.
leave you.
Thank you. That is
Yeah,
a really good point. So we thank
Yeah.
you.
Of course, I'm happy to bring pontification questions. Have a good night.
Sweet dreams. Thank you, Dylan.
Sweet.
Okay, so just to reiterate the question, it was if a tree gets submerged in water, let's say there's a flood plain or something, then one of those branches falls off because of the water pressure. Then is that a stick? Was that the question?
Basically, but I think that leads to a larger question of naturally, a piece of driftwood or something. That's a stick, right?
A lot of times driftwood, I've noticed, it comes from like roots.
That's true. But it
And it's kind of, it looks like a stick, feels like a stick. Doesn't matter where it came from off the tree, as long. What is it? Wait. It's trying to set us up for a stick is only a stick once it's off the tree. So yeah, the roots are part of the tree. Roots are part of the tree. Yeah, broken off, dried off.
Oh, my
yeah.
stomach.
Now here's
The pepper's
also
in my stomach.
Here's also something I wanted to just kind of point out, as Dylan was mentioned the Oxford English Dictionary. As a third generation Irishman, part of me,
F that.
the generational trauma within me shudders when I think of the Oxford English.
Oxford.
I would love to check.
I'm a Merriam-Webster guy.
Taking that with a
Yeah,
line of salt.
I would like to consult the Urban Dictionary too.
Okay. Here, let me pull that up on the computer.
What is the Urban Dictionary called? Like a twig?
There
I'm
might
sure
be
there's some.
there
I'm sure there's
might be
some spicy definitions of a twig.
yeah,
But like we said, like marijuana
not
stick.
safe for radio.
No, okay.
Where did that come from?
That's the rest of mine. I barely took any. Yeah.
No, I'm good. Just throw it away.
You're good?
All right. What's Urban Dictionary called a stick, Sean?
Okay, a stick is a slang term used in South Florida, Miami, for example, which is used to describe an AK-47, but is
yeah.
also sometimes used to describe a big gun,
Yeah.
such as an AR-15 or
Yeah, yeah.
M16.
You hear that in various rap
You totally,
songs.
yeah. Long guns or sticks.
Yeah. But, you know, that's cool and all, but it harkens back to the
Again,
truth.
standing as walking stick. Yeah. Again, that the platonic form would be the stick, off the tree with a little branch
That's
off it.
just a nickname.
Okay. Again, like a stick. We never brought this up. A stick, you can only have fetch. A dog can only fetch a stick. If it's too big for a dog to fetch, then it's not a stick anymore.
Sometimes you'll see a dog trying to go for like a log
Oh,
or
yeah.
a branch.
And that's
It's
too
too
big. No,
much.
you're trying to get. That's a whole lot.
Just
That's
stick with the sticks, buddy.
yeah. Dogs can't get logs well. What's
That's
the-
true. I consulted Urban Dictionary on twig. Twig, a small stick.
Okay.
So they're with us there. By extension of this, someone who is bone thin, usually unattractively so, whether they are naturally that thin or not. A twig.
A twig.
I've heard
Yeah,
that before.
I've heard that before. She's a twig. Oh, her
Twiggy.
what? No, she's a twig. Oh, look at her. She's a twig.
Usually,
Twiggy Ramirez.
Usually, what's that?
Oh, no.
usually accompanied by chicken legs and a lack of booty
Totally. Yeah.
in both sexes, a lack of muscle tone in males, a lack of breasts, hips, and curves in females. Also see Twiggy, the legendary 1960s supermodel,
Yep.
who idealized this androgynous, starving waif look.
Yeah. 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 Kind of little heroin chic. Yeah.
I was just about to say the heroin chic
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
Well,
Twig, pop culture twigs.
I think there was only one proper definition there.
Yeah, a small stick.
Small stick.
Small stick. Yeah. Yep. We covered a lot of branches.
Yeah, we
of
really.
stick talk.
Wow.
Branches of the stick world.
Yeah. Sure it's getting a little late, but we got to keep going at least till C. Dilla G returns, and we need at least a good recap.
You know,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
We'll recap.
final
and then,
statements.
And then I sure would love to come back. I mean, man, this makes me think it would be really fun to talk about boulders, rocks, pebbles, stones. You know,
Rock world.
Yeah.
the rock world, rock talk.
Yeah.
The rock
Rock
talk.
talk.
I know we already got into the sandwich talk.
We've done we've
But
done sandwiches a couple times.
It would
We
be
could always
fun
take
to
that on the air.
rehash
We could take that on the airways for
because
sure.
I don't think we came to any conclusions. We were all
Oh no, I was at Pandora's box, the sandwich talk for sure.
Yeah. Well, I will say, I feel like the one thing that we didn't really come to a answer on is, is there a length requirement for the stick?
Right.
Seems like it can be pretty dang long.
I think it's really long, but there's
There's a limit somewhere.
I'd say maybe 20 feet.
Oh, wow.
But the question is, what does it become?
A long branch at that point?
With
What if it's not a branch?
width determines the log, right? We were saying we
Yeah.
were getting somewhere with you can handheld.
Yeah.
What is the smallest diameter
Of a log?
of a log? And then once
Maybe
you're
4 inches? Is that too small to be a log? I'm leaning small.
right, yeah. What's the smallest? Yeah.
I think that's a
I
little
think
too
4
small.
inches. I think 4 inches could be a log.
Kenley
Is this
thinks
4
it's too
inches?
small. So I think you might be the tiebreaker here, Shane. Or the tie creator.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's about 4 inches.
Yeah. No, I would
Yeah,
call that a
that's
log.
That's a log. That's a log.
We
yeah.
also tossed out the a dog's
Okay.
mouth. A dog can only catch a stick, or you can only play fetch with a stick.
Oh.
If it's a dog, if a dog can't get it, it's a log.
But what
Or a
about
branch?
A branch is either a stick or a log.
Okay, but I've seen some big freaking
I don't
dogs.
know about that. I don't think every
'Cause a
branch is
branch-
either a stick or a log.
A branch is just wood that branches off of the
We,
trunk.
We just said the maximum of a width of a stick is 2 inches, and the minimum of a the minimum of a log is 4. So
And a
the
branch
branch would
anywhere
have
in
to cover
between.
that in between
Yeah.
area.
The branch is wider than 4 inches. It's a log.
But a branch has a purpose.
It doesn't need to be
Right.
wider than
A branch
4
can
inches.
only be a branch if it comes off of the
center of the tree.
yeah.
Well, but then if it gets bigger, then it's the bough.
So,
Yes.
and also too, if the trunk of a tree is smaller than 4 inches, it's still a stick once it falls. Like it was the trunk, but it was
Yeah.
less than 4 inches. That, like, small trees.
No, we have a 2 to 4 inch
Right.
mystery world. Because the
That's-
minimum
yeah.
of a log is 4, so that's where I'm saying
That's
that
what I'm
there's
saying.
the wiggle room that a branch can only be a branch, not a stick or a log.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, immediately under 4. What's the next?
It's
What's
I guess-
between 2 and 4 inches?
I think a branch,
Branch.
gets
Big
special.
But a branch has a function. Like it
Yes.
literally
Yeah.
comes off of it.
I think a
Right,
branch
yes.
has
Yeah.
a special range of size it can be. You
Yeah.
can have
Yeah.
a tiny branch.
But that was what
Yeah.
I was saying earlier. I was saying branches
Yeah.
can never be logs. But then I had to correct myself.
If the bough is big enough,
Yeah, it all depends on the width.
it could be turned into a log.
I still disagree with that statement, but
Why do you disagree with it?
because I think that's still just the bough. I still think the log has to come from the main staff, the main stalk in which the roots grow from
Again, but
of the tree.
that's getting hung up on the categoricals. If we are defining, then it doesn't matter what category it is. That's why I'm saying trunks can be logs or sticks. It depends how old the tree is, how wide. It all depends. It's all width.
Yeah.
So if it's not a log, then is it just a big stick, or is there another thing that's between stick and log? And you were saying then that's a branch.
Yeah, but branches also have to, serve their other purpose of branching off of the tree. So,
Well, I guess but that's not necessarily. That's just bound by the definition, like the purpose.
maybe we should meet in the middle and say that sticks can go up to 3 and logs can go down to 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there is nothing. It's only big sticks or
That's pretty small for-
logs.
And then branches have the range of.
That's pretty small.
Okay.
Pretty small for a log. 4 is pushing it.
Horse pushing it.
That's pretty small.
Yeah, but
that's
I'm
pretty big
I'm
for a
okay
stick,
with
too.
there just being like, well, that's a really big
Yeah.
stick.
Yeah.
And then
Or-
someone might say, no, I think it's a small log.
And 90% of the time, it's probably going to be a branch.
Um,
Probably.
and so where I would say, I would look for consistency of girth. Logs have a solid consistency of girth.
Well, I thought a log had to be, I didn't think a log was naturally occurring. I thought you had to cut a log.
Yeah.
You know?
I would say so.
Yeah. Like it's not when it's like the stick, it's got to be off the tree.
Yeah.
The log.
You don't
has to
see a
be-
log growing. You don't see a log
Yeah.
growing.
No.
So say it,
But you'll see one laying on the ground, slightly
because
decomposed.
it's a bow. It's always a bow when it's growing.
Yeah, a bough.
A bow or a bow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
I think so. Because when the bough breaks, the bough that signifies that the bough is part of the living tree, the
Well,
unbroken tree.
Going back to DJ VK Wonders, where she's in, Iowa.
Yeah.
There's
Talking
some
about those
big
big oaks.
honking oaks.
Yeah.
So maybe what's smaller than the bough, it's still like 8 inches in diameter, but the bough is like 12 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
Still could be a log.
Yeah.
It's a log-sized bough.
I
Yeah,
think
it's still,
I
that-
think
in that
you
case,
cut
it would
logs from
still
that
be
bough.
it would
would
be a
still be a
log.
bough?
It would be a log branch. It would be a branch. It would be a branch log. There's branch sticks and there's branch logs.
I don't think
Again,
it would
if it's-
become a log until you cut it into a log.
Yeah.
It could accidentally become a log if all secondary and tertiary branches coincidentally fell off of it.
Yeah.
It fell off and
Yeah.
kept consistent girth. But that's unlikely.
But it still would have to become
Now,
log shape.
you can take
That's
a
probably happened naturally, but very rarely.
you can take a big branch to a mill that has a machine that cuts off all the other branches and then chops it then turns it into a log for you.
Yeah, logs can be made by machines.
I think we're gonna have to take Stick Talk on the road someday so we can see the
Take a tour.
different
Yeah,
sticks.
yeah,
We're
regional-
only thinking of our sticks.
We'll get all the
right.
regional
We need
variations.
to widen our stick knowledge.
Yeah, I know. We're
Really see
yeah.
it firsthand.
If we claim to be
Um,
experts,
Okay, because that's what it
Who's
says. Like,
claiming?
now, yeah, where I was saying where like it can't be a stick unless it falls off
the
the tree.
Off the tree.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm just saying that now. Yeah, what I'm saying is a bow can never be a bow. A bow cannot is only when it's attached to the tree. Yeah.
When the bough falls off, it becomes a big branch.
Then it becomes.
I mean, a bough is just the biggest branch.
Or are you thinking it could be
That's
a log?
I'd say bows are primary branches. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
You're saying
I think it could still be a.
log,
You could
too.
still, you could still be referred to as a bough if you know the background.
right. Okay. It's yeah.
A fallen bough.
If the
Yeah.
bow fell, and you also see the secondary branch.
If you know it's a bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a broken bow. Yeah, it's just a broken bow. Yeah, bow is a bow. Always. Okay. All right. Primary branches.
Yeah.
Bows.
Bough. Yep. Wow.
Yeah. And then what's also great within the leaves. We didn't really talk about within the leaves. The leaves have the same things.
Love.
They've got the
love that.
branches
They've
and
got
all
the little mini
that.
branch.
So then are there?
It's like trees are like fractals, man. They just keep getting smaller and smaller.
Dude, shut up.
It's crazy.
are those
dude.
like?
DMT.
Are those branches inside a leaf too?
Maybe to an ant.
Right?
I'm not ready to go there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
We're
mean,
we're still
not in the
talking
perspective of the terrestrial, Homo sapien.
Yeah, right.
Well, even
Keep it to what we know.
What do? Yeah. Does anyone know? Yeah. Anything about leaves?
Not too much. I'm really more of a stick guy.
Yeah. I'm trying to make the argument that there are sticks within leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
No,
I mean,
no,
they're
no,
stick-like, they're leaf sticks.
Twigs.
Yeah,
If
I mean,
that,
it's
yeah.
Right?
If that.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know leaf
you're
anatomy.
You're almost referring to the sticks which protrude from the twig.
I would say that like leaves have like
Twig
webbed.
sticks.
They're like webbed
But
trees.
Yeah, they've got the
All the
webbing.
branches are webbed.
It
webbed.
has to have, the very first thing we started, it has to be wood. It has to have
Yes.
wood.
And they're all cellulose.
Texture.
Yeah, they're all, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
yeah,
Sticks are wood.
okay,
So
yeah.
leaves, nope.
Leaves are not wood. What do we say? Leaves are not wood.
There we go. Yep.
There's one thing I know for sure. Hot dogs are not sandwiches.
But join in next week. Looks like we've already decided.
That's next week.
I will say I'm the opposite side of that. I'm on the other side of the table.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
tune in next week.
If
for
it's
more.
Pretty
sand-
sure we were teaming up.
If it's
on that one.
sandwiched,
You two were
it's
teaming
a
up.
sandwich.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
We're split 50-50.
We're gonna
yeah,
need
we're
to-
split 50-50.
So
on
we're
that.
gonna
I'm
also
getting heated already.
we're gonna call
And not just from the ghost pepper.
we're gonna need some professors to call in next week.
That's it.
Well,
All right. Well, I'm sensing the waning of the moon
yeah.
and the waning of this conversation on Stick Talk.
Good stick talk.
Good stick talk.
Great stick dog.
Yep. And you know what? Don't fall from the tree, folks. We'll see you on Dreamcats Radio next week. Any final words, gentlemen?
Sure is fun shooting the stick with you.
Twig, stick, log.
Branch.
Well, a branch.
Wait, no.
A branch has a
twig,
function.
Stick, log. Twig,
Yeah,
stick, log.
twig,
yeah,
stick, log.
Yeah, because sticks are branches.
Twig, stick, log.
I don't
Branch.
like. I see it as twig, stick, branch, bough, tree.
But many.
Log is something
What about
that's
no,
created.
no,
What
it
about
goes-
trunk? What about trunk?
No.
Where does trunk?
It goes
Yes,
trunk.
Yeah, you could say that. Twig, stick, branch, bough, trunk.
Yep.
Logs is a different. Something
Yeah.
that's created from different forms of this.
Yeah.
No, trunk.
It's a
bough.
processed trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Logs can be trunks or boughs, in my opinion, but
Yeah.
we still differ on that
Yes.
a little bit.
It's diameter.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then what I'm talking about are pieces of wood that have been separated from their original source. twig, stick,
Stick,
log.
log.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah.
okay, now
Yeah.
now I see the categorization you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
There's garden logs. There's log cabin logs.
And as we all know,
Big sticks. or
it's
small
only a stick if it's
it's
off
off the tree.
Still works.
It's always a branch until it's a stick,
Not always.
unless it's a twig.
Or like the or like
Or a
an
log.
aspen.
My stomach is killing me.
Doing
Right
Think
now.
about the
Alright,
aspens.
No,
They
that's
can
really
be
bad.
really thin. They could be like
I
an
got
inch
some
wide,
tons in my truck.
and that's
Right.
not a branch. It comes directly from the
Right.
trunk.
Stick.
That could be a stick.
Stick. Or
So
log.
it's not necessarily a branch. Exactly.
The log would. Or
All right,
the,
guys, I'm putting
the
on
trunk,
auto-
the trunk would not be a branch.
I'm putting on the automation because my stomach is killing me right now. I am in a lot of pain. I love you, everyone.
I love you,
Thank
Sleep
you.
everyone.
tight. Sweet
too.
dreams.
Sweet dreams.
Love it. Wow. That was almost 2 full hours of stick talk.
Wow.